The Swiss-Spanish couple Tiziana and Isaac recently moved back to Switzerland after having lived in Spain for almost 10 years. It was a hard decision. But since Isaac couldn't find work for 3 years, and since they wanted better future options for their 8-year-old son Adrian, they decided to leave. However, returning to Geneva proved to be harder than expected. They only found an apartment at the very last minute. And they had to leave Tiziana's mother behind, who had bought an apartment in Spain to be close to her daughter. When its value dropped drastically, she could neither sell the property nor rent it out.
First, we have to go and register with the cantonal population authorities. Then we'll meet with the repatriation aid service, who tell us how to go about things. Then we have to sign our son up for school. I guess it'll be fine, but we have to get some information from the education department.
Au département de l'instruction publique pour savoir, mais bon, normalement il ne doit pas y avoir de problème. Je suis émue de rentrer dans mon pays.
I feel very emotional. Returning to my country feels really strange. I'm happy but emotional, and I'm a bit sad that we had to leave my mum behind.
Even after 2 months, neither Isaac nor Tiziana had found work. At least their son had settled in well at school.
Ça se passe bien. Au début, bon, c'était un petit peu difficile, pas vraiment, mais il nous disait qu'il n'avait pas beaucoup d'amis.
At first he complained that he didn't have many friends and that the kids were making fun of him since he didn't speak French very well. But he's made a lot of progress since and is reading really well now.
Très bien.
Et puis là, une petite vie sociale maintenant. Vous avez réussi à créer des liens avec des copains d'école.
Pas encore.
We haven't managed to build up a real social life here yet. People are a bit closed off, but it will change.
Ça change quand même. Je pense que chaque retour est difficile.
I guess returning is always hard and it takes time. I didn't expect this though. I thought it would be a lot easier.
Je m'y attendais pas parce que j'ai pensé que ça allait être beaucoup plus facile.
Si j'ai vécu 24 ans à Genève, que moi je me sens chez moi là.
I've lived in Geneva for 24 years. I feel at home here. It's where I've spent most of my life and where I did all my studies. But because of our departure, I have lost my permit and I can't get it back. I'm trying to get a residence permit now. Suddenly I feel like a foreigner here, as if I'd never lived here.
Comme si j'avais jamais vécu ici, en fait, quelque part.
Money became tight. But since Tiziana had worked abroad before her return, she couldn't claim unemployment. Only the repatriation service of the Swiss abroad helped them out with a loan. After several months, Isaac finally got his permit and found work as an engineer in Canton Vaud. After having been unemployed for years, he was glad to return to his professional life and put up with the long commute. Tiziana, however, still couldn't find a job. For her, it was hard to suddenly be dependent on her husband, when in Spain she was always working.
Mon mari a quand même retrouvé un travail.
We have ups and downs. I'm glad my husband found work. This was important for him. And my son is comfortable.
Il est bien ici, donc voilà. Quand je suis partie, je me suis dit, je vais trouver du travail sans problème. La réalité est tout autre.
When we were leaving Spain, I was full of hope. I was positive. I told myself I'd find work straight away. But reality is completely different. And that's a shock. I've never had any problems finding work before. It makes you doubt your abilities and you lose confidence.
On se demande, oui, si mes compétences qui sont mises, enfin, on perd confiance en soi surtout.
So, the couple has mixed feelings about whether returning to Switzerland was the right decision. Ultimately, they hope to have a more comfortable living situation with a bit more money to live on.